Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Grab and Go. My name is Noelle, and I am a librarian here at Main Library. So say hello, hi. Hi guys. So what we're going to be making, as you can see, are we're going to be making little Japanese lanterns, and we're going to be making little balloons. And so also there is a bonus to this as well, and I'll show you that at the end. But as you can see here, we are going to be making stars. And he's like, well, yeah, I can make a star, but this is kind of a cool thing. Whereas origami is all folding of paper. To make this, you obviously have to cut a folded paper. So a snowflake or the star would be what is called kirigami. So that is a combination of origami and cutting. So like I said, snowflakes are another example of this, and I'll show you how to make this star. This is a one cut kirigami star. So let's get started, but before we do, I want to show you our supplies. You guys ready? In your packet, you're going to have 4 sheets of origami paper. I only have 3 here, but I used the 4th to make him. Okay? So our supply list for today, as you can kind of see all over the place, we have 4 sheets of origami paper here, and you can see one has a little bit of a pattern on it. So one is patterned. Some of you guys may have patterns and some may not. I just didn't have enough to share, but you all should have 4 sheets of origami paper. All right? So we will also need scissors for the star that I showed you earlier. And we will need a pen for the star that I showed you earlier. All right. So I'm going to take away my supplies, and then we will start on our Japanese lantern. All right. So while I'm getting these cleared out, what I need you to do is I want you to pick one sheet of your paper, and it's up to you. It doesn't matter which one you use. I just need to pick one, all right? For me, I think I might use the pink one, or the yellow one. I'm sorry, I know my colors. Alrighty, so, and in your packet, you have an instruction list, okay? I know how to make these. I'm gonna set this off to the side, but you can kind of follow along here and kind of use both, all right? Here we go, you ready? So, you might have a sheet of paper that's white on one side and a color on the other side. You want to be folding where the white side is in. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way instead. I'm going to trade out. I have a sheet that does have pink and does have white. So I'm going to show you this, and if you have colors on both sides of your page, don't worry about this. So here we go. We're going to work on a Japanese lantern. All right, so with your white side facing up, we're going to take this corner here and we're going to fold it up to this corner, all right? All right, so you can either do this, fold it in half this way, or you can open it up and fold it the other way. I'm going to open it up and fold it the other way. Alrighty, so you unfold everything again with the white side up, and then in here, let me see if there it is. So here in the middle, I'm just going to make a line because sometimes you can't quite see it. There's a little cross here I just made. Make it a little bit darker for you. Okay. All right, so there it is. That's the intersection of these 2 folds we just made. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this corner here, and you're going to take it right up to the middle of that line, of that little cross there, okay? And then you're going to fold it. All right. You're going to turn it. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to bring it right up to that middle. Okay, and again, turn it, take that corner, and bring it into the middle. And you won't even see that what I wrote, that little mark I made on the inside. You won't even see that when we're all done. And then one more time, it kind of looks like an envelope, right? So we're going to close that envelope up, one more fold to the middle, and then we have another square. Okay, so that's the first time we do that. We're going to flip it over so we have the flat side now facing up. And again, I'm not going to mark on this one because you'll be able to see that. But you have, again, that same little cross in the middle. You can kind of feel it and you can see it if you're up close to your piece there. So we're going to take the corner again right here and we're going to go up to the middle. All right? Squish that down. Okay, so that's the second time. Okay, we're gonna flip it over, and this will be the third time we do this, okay? So again, you can kind of see that the square is getting smaller. This is the size we started, and it's gonna get one more time smaller, all right? So here we go, one more time. So we need this side here that has these 4 flaps up, okay? We're gonna fold it in one more time. Okay, so that's the last time we're gonna do that. You're gonna flip it over one more time. All right, here we go. So now then, we're going to create these little flaps here, okay? But to do that, you have to turn it. So you have a diamond shape here, okay? And I'll show you what it's gonna look like. You ready? And I'm gonna choose this one because it's already gapping open. So if I open it up, it's not gonna matter and you won't see that. So what we're gonna do is holding it in both hands with your thumbs. See how you kind of make it like a talking monster goes yum, 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 yum. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumbs up underneath and fold right there, okay? There and on the sides, okay? So that forms the top here, okay? Now then, you're going to take it and you turn this flap towards your tummy, all right? And this, again, up here, oops, I have to help this one out. I kind of overlapped it a little bit. Okay, so this one is the same thing. As it wants to fold up, you're going to push on that point with your thumbs, and you're just going to slide it up, fold here and the sides. All right, there you go. And then just for grins, I like to put a little bit of tape on the opposite side because otherwise it kind of has that funky little spinny thing and it doesn't lay nicely. So I take just a tiny bit of tape, just a little bit, and I just smack it across the back, and now it lays all pretty. And that is a Japanese lantern. And why go a little bit more advanced? And we are going to make a balloon. All right, so in your packet, if you flip over your instructions, you have the instructions for a balloon. This is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. However, there are a couple of things that you're going to have to pay attention to, have a little bit of patience and a little bit of practice, okay? So here we go. Again, pick a color. I'm going to go for orange. So you're going to take your paper, and I'm going to do a couple of extra folds here because I found that it's easier. Let's do it this way first. Let's go for the same fold we made before. And we're going to make a triangle here. And you're going to open it up. And you're going to make another triangle here. And then you're going to open it back up again. And then you're going to make what's called a book fold or a hamburger fold. It's your choice. You call it whatever you like. Oops. There you go. I'm kind of folding at a different angle, so I'm kind of folding by feel rather than true sight because I can't see on top of what I'm doing here. Kind of at an angle. Alright. So you have like a little star shape there, okay? So what you're going to do is we need to have this triangle shape out of a rectangle shape. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to fold it where the open, I'm going to hold it where the open side is facing away from me, okay? What I need you to do is I need you to take this corner and take it over to this corner, and I'll show you how. You're going to fold up a little bit, and it wants to squish because as you're trying to do this, it wants to open up. So just let it open up. Show you that again. This corner is coming over to this corner. So as you take it over, this is wanting to open, and just give it a nudge and fold it down just like that. Okay? So it kind of has that triangle type square shape there. Okay? Now then, you're going to flip it over, and again, we want this triangle to pop out. So we're going to take this corner and we're going to go over to this corner. Right? Alright, so let's tighten up all these creases. Alright, here we go. Now then, what I want you to do is I want you to turn it this way so the opening here is towards your tummy. Alright? So you're going to take these flaps here. This line right here, the side, is going to go up here. So you're going to fold it up, and this line is going to go right up against that crease. Here you go, ready? So we're going to do this 4 times. We're going to do this all 4 sides. So we're going to go 1. I'm going to turn it because I'm not left-handed. I'm going to fold it up here. And then I'm going to turn it this way. So you have the flaps up here. So it kind of looks like a weird kind of flying something. And then you're going to take it, the entire thing, and you're going to flip it over. And on your sheet, when you see that little like swirly cue like that, that means to flip it over like we just did. All right? So again, we're just going to keep going, and we're going to so you have 2 sides. You have kind of a closed side over here and a more open side here. All right? So what you're going to do now is you're going to take it with the open side facing away from your tummy. You're going to lay it down, and you're going to take this corner here and fold it into that line right there in the middle. Okay, so try to get it in the middle as much as possible. So here we go. We're going to go into the middle here. We're going to fold it down. And we're going to do this to every flap. So we'll have kind of like a, I don't know. I have no idea what shape that's going to turn into. But so you do that there, and then you flip it over, and you do the same on the other side. Now then again, we have a closed side, and we have an open side, a little bit more open side. And these little legs, or these little flaps here, okay? So we're almost getting to the tricky part, but before we do, we have one more main fold we have to make, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these little flippy legs here, these little flaps, and we're going to take this side here, and we're going to match it over here on this side. Actually, wrong side. We're going to take this side over here and match it along this side. Here we go. Just fold it down, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So we go 1, and again, this side comes over here. 1, 2, and again, on the other side. So what you do to one side, you gotta do the other side. And for you, all right, so have a weird little shape thing going on here, and I'm going to show you what to do with these flaps. They don't just hang out there for no good reason. Alright, so let me open this up really close. Let me see if I can get in a little bit closer for you here. So if you can see, there is this little flap in here, okay? I'm going to call this little pocket, okay? So you have to open that up just a little bit, just like that, okay? So you kind of see the little pocket that's open there? And you're going to take this little flap here. It's kind of like you're tucking your hands in your pocket, all right? So you're going to take that little flap, and you're going to tuck it into the pocket, and you're going to flatten it out, and it stays. See? Just like that, okay? And you're going to do it again on the other 3 flaps. So you're going to take this, and sometimes you have to use your fingernail just a little bit and open it up. You're going to take this flap here, kind of work it, and kind of have to, there you go. And then you get that flap in there just like that. All right? Okay, so gotta do it again. You have a closed end. I'm not sure if you can kind of see it, but you have an end here. Oops. A little bit open there, right about there. You see that little hole? Okay, well then here comes the fun part. And this is why you can only make one for yourself, because you don't need to be slobbering on a gift you're going to give somebody. So gently, you're going to blow some air into that little hole, and you're going to blow up your balloon. I'm going to do this off camera so you don't have to see me slobbering all over myself, but I'll be back in just a quick second. So give me just a second. Sometimes you might have to help it out a little bit by just kind of holding open those flaps just so you can get the air to circulate in there. All right? So you have that little hole right there. You're going to expand your balloon. Give me just a quick second, okay? There you go. Sometimes you have to help it out. Sometimes the little creases get stuck. There you are. And just like that, oops, I just squished it. Oh, here. Oh, there it is. Yep. So you blow into that tiny little hole, blow up your balloon, and there you have a fun little balloon. And something I found that's kind of fun, I saw this online, and I thought, why not? Let's try it. So I have a few here, and you have to do this. You can't really tell because it's broad daylight and it's in the afternoon. But I got some of these little fairy lights at the craft store recently, and that little hole that you just blew up your balloon with. You take these tiny little lights, boop. Take these tiny little lights, and you can plop it back into that little hole, and you can create a little garland if you're so inclined. And again, you can't really see it now, but the lighter colors work a lot better. You can kind of see a little bit shining through there. The lighter colors work a lot better, and you can see it kind of has a cool little effect in the dark. So those are kind of fun. So that's just kind of a nice one. I learned a long time ago, and I remember that I had learned this a long time ago, and I thought, well, I had to brush up my knowledge of this. So you're going to take a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, just a regular old piece of paper, and you're going to take it, and it's a scrap piece of paper for me. It says keep. I don't know why, but it says keep. So you're going to take it, and you're going to fold it in this direction here. All right? So there you go. All right, so I'm going to turn this around so the fold is away from me. All right, and you're going to use your pen. As I told you, you probably would need a pen for this. And we're going to fold down where the fold side is, down to the open side down here. But we're not going to fold all the way across. We're just going to use it as a marker. So sometimes when you do kind of projects like this, you only need to fold in about that much. Okay? So there's that. And I'm going to mark the crease so you can see it better on the camera. All right? So the next step you're going to do is you're going to take this top right corner and you're going to match that line right there. Okay? So we're going to take it. Sometimes you gotta roll your paper a little bit so it'll fold easier. And again, this corner here, where my thumb is going to go over here where my left pointer finger is. All right? And then you're going to totally fold all the way down. All right? Very good. Now then, this line right here, you kind of can't see it, but this line right here, again, the fold is still up here. You're going to take this corner and you're just going to fold along that line in this direction, just like that. Okay? Now then, if you point it where you have the point going this way, you can kind of see this line. It starts here with a crease, and if you keep that line going, if you keep that line going, it's going to go all the way down to that point, and that's exactly what you want to see. All right? Now then, you're going to take this and you're going to fold it over. So you're going to have a very sharp point here, okay? Just like that. Go all the way down, okay? Really press that crease down. All right, here we go. So there's your sharp point. If you look inside, there is that line I was talking to you about. It goes all the way down the middle, all right? So I'm gonna close that back up. Now here comes the fun part. So if you look inside of your star, you see this line, okay? You want to make sure you're cutting, if there's the line, like you can kind of feel it, right there's that line on the opposite side. You want to cut on this side of the line. If you cut back here, it won't work. It'll just be a weird shaped star. It won't even be a star shape. You want to fold, you want to cut rather, on this side. Let me show you. I'll mark it for you. So if this right in here is where that line is on the other side, you want to cut on this side of that line, all right? And the angle at which you cut it will give you a more sharper star rather than kind of a blobby flat star, all right? So I'll show you what I mean here by like kind of a flabby flat star, but I can correct it, so it's not a big deal. And what you want to do though is make sure you're cutting on the fold and you're cutting towards that point, all right? So I'm going to show you two different cuts. So this is going to be kind of a chubby star, I guess, if you want to call it that. So it's kind of a chubby star, okay? So if you want that kind of a star, that's fine. But if you want more of a sharp kind of like a sharp star, like that has a little bit more sharper points than this guy does, then you're going to need to cut at a more steep angle, okay? So it's kind of like a chubby star. So I'm going to cut at a much steeper angle here. And make sure you're cutting a straight line, because it's always fun. You have a wiggly star. All right, so I cut at a much sharper angle. And I've got a much sharper star. And that's it, guys. So you have a whole bunch of stuff that you can play with. Oh, and one more thing. Let me show you the extra piece of paper. You have the chubby star we first cut out. So it's kind of cool if you want that template, you have that. But here's the other cool part. From that chubby star, remember, we corrected it, and now we have a sharp star within a chubby star. So